night in America between Democrat Kamala Harris and her running mate Beto O'Rourke from the great state of Texas. Coming from the state of Maryland, we have Governor Larry Hogan, as well as the former governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker. It is now 6 p.m. Eastern, and we have poll closings in the state of Indiana and Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, we can project Larry Hogan will win the state of Indiana. 11 electoral votes. He will win this state. A large number of candidates in this election seem to be voting for write-in candidates, and especially in Republican states, maybe because they don't support the two major party candidates. It's really shocking how Larry Hogan and Charlie Baker narrowly won their primaries. Kentucky will also go to the Republicans. Now for 7 p.m. poll closings, we have poll closings in Vermont, New Hampshire, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and West Virginia, as well as the state of Virginia. We can project Kamala Harris will win the state of Vermont. Ladies and gentlemen, we can project that Vermont's 3 electoral votes will go to Kamala Harris. We can project that Republican Larry Hogan will win the state of West Virginia, 4 electoral votes. We can also project that Larry Hogan will win the state of New Hampshire, 4 electoral votes, extremely close to his home state of Massachusetts, putting Charlie Baker and Larry Hogan at 27 to Kamala Harris and the Beto O'Rourke at 3. And now, for the state of Virginia is too close to call, as is the state of North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. For next 8 p.m. poll closings, a huge dump. We have the states of Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, South Carolina, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., Washington, D.C., as well as the state of Maine at large in the 1st and 2nd District, and the state of Utah. Apologies, not the state of Utah, the state of Nevada. Sorry, it's my mistake. Nevada's the next one. It is Utah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we can project Republican Larry Hogan will win the state of North Dakota. He will also carry the state of South Dakota as well as the state of Nebraska at large and the 1st and 3rd congressional districts. He will also win the state of Utah and the state of Kansas, putting him at 49 electoral votes at total. He'll also carry Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas. The governor will also win Iowa and Missouri as well as the state of South Carolina. We can project Vice President Harris will win Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and D.C., as well as Maine's 2nd Congressional District and the state of Illinois. The state of Minnesota is too close to call, as is Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, as well as Maine at large and Maine's 2nd District, and Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District. And now, for our 9 p.m. poll closings, the state of Texas, New Mexico, New York, Colorado, Arizona, West Virginia, Montana, Idaho, and Oregon. Quite a big number, 115 electoral votes. We'll project that Kamala Harris will win the state of Oregon. Just note that for home state, Democrats will narrowly win the state of Colorado. Larry Hogan, Charlie Baker will win the state of Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, as well as the state of Texas. The state of Arizona will narrowly go to Larry Hogan. The state of New Mexico is too close to call. And as well, in the state of New York will go to Democrats. The Democrats in Kamala Harris's column. Now we have poll closings in Washington, Nevada, and California. Ladies and gentlemen, we can project Kamala Harris will win the state of Washington, 12 electoral votes, as well as her home state of California, putting her at 186 to Charlie Baker and Larry Hogan and Charlie Baker's 184 electoral votes. Nevada, 6 electoral votes we can project will go to Larry Hogan. We can also project that Kamala Harris will narrowly win the state of New Mexico, putting her at 191 electoral votes. And now coming out of the state of Michigan, we can project Kamala Harris will narrowly win the state of Michigan, putting her 206 electoral votes. We can also, apologies, we're having a systems error. We earlier projected Maine's 2nd district for Kamala Harris. It actually is Maine's 1st congressional district. And now we can project Larry Hogan will win Maine's 2nd congressional district. However, Kamala Harris will win this Maine at large. We can also project that Larry Hogan will win the state of Minnesota. 9 electoral votes. He will also carry the state of Wisconsin, another 10 electoral votes. Kamala Harris is the projected winner of the state of Virginia. Larry Hogan, being from Maryland, did influence that, but she will narrowly win by 1.2%. And now we have our 11 p.m. poll closings in most of Alaska. However, we are not calling the state until all polls have closed. And now we can also project Kamala Harris will win Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. And now it is now midnight Eastern. We can project polls are closing in Hawaii and Alaska, and we can project Larry Hogan will win the state of Alaska. Kamala Harris will win the state of Hawaii. And now if we head over to the electoral map, we can project Kamala Harris will win the state of Pennsylvania, putting her 245 electoral votes. This was unexpected. Many people viewing the race thought Michigan and Pennsylvania could go for Larry Hogan, even New Mexico and potentially Colorado, probably Nebraska's 2nd, and maybe Maine at large as well. However, we are making this projection. Larry Hogan, however, will carry the state of Ohio, putting him at 230. He will also carry the state of Georgia, putting him at 246. Ladies and gentlemen, that means he's only, let's do the math, 202, let's see, so he's only needs 24, is that right? No, how many does he need? Let's head over to our analysts. So how many does he need? He needs 24 electoral votes to hit the magic number. Okay. And now we have a key race alert coming out of the state of North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, we can project the winner of the great state of North Carolina is Larry Hogan. He will carry North Carolina, once a stalwart Democratic state, and then a Republican stronghold, will go to the liberal Republican from Maryland, Larry Hogan. Ladies and gentlemen, who will win this final state? The state of Florida, the most important state in this election, just as it was in the 2000 election. Who will win? Who will win? Who? Ladies and gentlemen, we have some shocking news coming out of the state of Pennsylvania. We're going to be reversing our call. It is now too close to call. Ladies and gentlemen, we also are going to be reversing our call in the state of Nevada, as well as the state of Arizona. We're having some odd results coming in. However, we can project in the state of Michigan, Larry Hogan will win the 15 electoral votes, putting him at 259. We can also project in Nevada and Arizona, Kamala Harris and Beto O'Rourke will win in Nevada. However, Larry Hogan will win in Arizona. We're also having some systems errors in the state of Texas. We're slightly worried, as well as the state of Virginia, the state of Colorado, New Mexico, and Oregon. So we can now make some major projections. Out of the state of Oregon, we can project Larry Hogan will win the state, as well as in the state of Colorado and New Mexico. We can also project out of the state of Texas, Kamala Harris and Beto O'Rourke will carry it. Beto O'Rourke's home state, to be honest, we were surprised when he did not win there. We can also project out of the state of Virginia, Larry Hogan will win the state. However, in the state of Pennsylvania, we can now make a confirmed projection that it would go to Kamala Harris and Beto O'Rourke. So the map is very different now, especially in states like Oregon and Colorado, which we did not expect, actually, especially in Oregon. We can also project Nebraska's 2nd district will go to Larry Hogan, as well as Maine's at large, putting him at 269 electoral votes. Ladies and gentlemen, for our final call of the night, Now, just a quick update. Regardless of what happens, Charlie Baker and Larry Hogan have made it into the next round. What I mean by that is, if at 269 electoral votes, unless we have to make some reversals, even if Kamala Harris wins the state of Florida, giving her 269, there would be a contingent election. If they win, he becomes the president, and Charlie Baker becomes the vice president. So right now, there's no way they can lose the presidential election. However, they could lose the contingent election in the House, but more on that later. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have some apologies. We now have to change your projection in the state of Oregon. It would go to the Democrats, although albeit narrowly, but Nevada would go to the Republicans. Right now, we can look at our final map and make one last major projection. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Hogan will win the state of Florida, putting him at 298 electoral votes. Now, I must say that I did play around with this a little for some entertainment. So Massachusetts would actually narrowly go to Charlie Baker, as did Rhode Island, but not Connecticut. Delaware probably would go there. New Jersey might. Pennsylvania would. Virginia probably would, as would Maryland. Larry Hogan's home state, and Texas wouldn't go there for sure. Nevada. This is what the map likely could and probably would look like. Putting Kamala Harris and Beto O'Rourke in only 153, but Larry Hogan and Charlie Baker 385. There could be examples of other wins there. They have a chance of winning in New Jersey and in Connecticut. Even they might even win in Maine's 1st district. I put them at 407 in electoral votes, and Kamala Harris and Beto O'Rourke at 131. So there are just a lot of potential things happening with liberal Republicans winning, because a vast majority of Americans are identify as moderate, and if a liberal Republican is a much better deal for them, who maybe supports abortion rights, some gun control, rather than having an extremely progressive Democrat or an extremely conservative Republican. Thank you for watching, and please hit that subscribe button. But just for liabilities, they're probably not going to win the primaries anyway, because the country's become so polarized. Bernie Sanders has a better chance of winning the primary than Larry Hogan, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and comment if you have any feedback or suggestions or anything you want to share. Brought to you by Tane Politic.